Senator Alex Padilla is back with me. I know a hedge when I see one, Senator, and that was, in fact, a hedge from the minority leader. But if Democrats do win back the House, do you think they should make impeaching the president a priority?
Look, I in many ways agree. Don't take anything off the table, but in terms of the agenda, which should be the first order of business, I think number one, addressing the cost of living for Americans across the country, right? Move housing legislation to bring down the cost of rents or mortgages. Move funding to restore people's access to health care and reduce the cost of health care. That's number one. Number two, it's not just affordability, it's also accountability. Oversight hearings for finding the root causes of the people who violated the rights of so many people across the country over these last 2 years, and not just the rights, the constitutional rights of immigrants, the constitutional rights of citizens. You know, exhibits A, B, and C. Ruben Ray Martinez, Renee Good, Alex Preddy, United States citizens who were fatally shot by federal agents for exercising their First Amendment. And third, I think I would put, how the heck did Donald Trump get us into this war with Iran? He's never justified it. We're here more than 100 days later on the verge, again, it sounds like, of a potential ceasefire. And that's all it is. It's not a peace agreement. It's a 6-month ceasefire. So by the end of the year, we'll see, number one, if it's stuck. Number two, how it's going. Because all I can tell is in Iran, life isn't better for the innocent people of Iran. It's a more extreme regime than was the case not that long ago. And the American people have been paying the price literally at the pump, at the grocery store, and everywhere in between.
It occurs to me, Senator, that while you talk about what is at stake for the American people, there are the things that have already transpired, the things that we know, and then there are things that have been discussed inside that White House that never saw the light of day. You got this brand new reporting from the New York Times, a secret memo from April of last year, revealing that the Trump White House was debating suspending habeas corpus for undocumented immigrants as a way to speed up deportations. You well know, sir, a centuries-old right that forces the government to justify why it has someone in lockup. I want your reaction to the idea that that was even considered, especially in light of what we've heard about, the possibility that Stephen Miller is now being sidelined inside this administration. I don't believe it. I believe that potentially he is being marginalized until they get through midterms, because so much of what he has promoted is not, in fact, popular with the American people. But they take away habeas from undocumented immigrants. How long before they are stress testing that then on American citizens?
Look, exactly. I'm not shocked at all that the administration was actually considering this. We've seen their thirst for power stretch and stretch until it's reined in, which are, again, our congressional Republican colleagues aren't doing it. The courts are at times doing it. So I'm not surprised in the least bit. But it's an example of, again, when Democrats retake the majority, will have the power of the gavel, bringing people in under oath. And I think Stephen Miller is a great place to start.
Senator Alex Padilla of the great state of California. Senator, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us on our first show. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Alicia.